people will not want to listen to the truth because they do not want their illusion destroyed. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I think enough is enough. We need to address the main issue now. Where are we? The role of government in governance is to protect lives and property of the people and to provide welfare for the people. Mr. Speaker, we have failed woefully in all this. My other colleague here, Sununu, said over 70 people were killed. My dear colleague from Oyo State said over 50 people were killed. Somebody from Imo said their people have been killed. Go to the northeast, north central, northwest, southeast, southwest, south. Our people have been killed. What are we doing in government? It is important we address this, Mr. Speaker. Is it the time when we have fighter jets moving here and there that we will address this issue? Something has to be done, Mr. Speaker.
Which is not proper. Let me talk about the arrest of Samuel Ekpa. This is a message that I want to pass to the people of Finland. If they will follow any means of arresting Samuel Ekpa, which is not proper, which is not right, because Samuel Ekpa, as we all know, is not a terrorist. Samuel Ekpa, as we all know, is a man who is standing to see that his people have the better life which Nigerian could not afford to give. I'm not an Igbo man, and I will continue to say it. Nigeria, as I am speaking right now, Nigeria, day by day, Nigeria is breaking. Day by day, Nigeria is losing hope. Day by day, Nigeria is just living like a child that has no father, like a child that has no mother. That is how we are living in this country called Nigeria. So the Finland, they must understand that arresting Samuel Ekpa is not a good progress for us to hear. Yes, for me to hear. And for many good people that are seeking for...
Point of correction. They did not arrest him. They just told him they did not arrest my prime minister. They did not arrest my prime minister. Similarly, just told him to avoid social media for now. They do not arrest him. So I'm trying to correct this brother. This man is I don't know where, if he's a Hausa or I don't know where he come from, but he's in love of Igbo and love of our prime minister. Hear from him again. Sorry for the interrupting.
For freedom.
Even as a northerner.
Yes, even as a northerner, they must have...
I'm not happy with the arrest of a freedom fighter, Simon Ekpa, who is liberating his people, the Biafra.
Thank you. I'm not happy with that.
Azubike, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I greet you. Nwa Biafra, I greet you. Azubike Collins, I greet you. God bless you.
People that need to be arrested, as I'm talking to you right now, are the corrupt politician we are having, who is talking about arresting them. They have embezzled the money of this country. They have making our life miserable. Who is arresting them?
Nobody.
They are going after an innocent person that is standing for the right of his people.
Evil
I know
country.
that this movement is not going to be an easy...
Sorry for interrupting. The country is an evil country, which is called Zoo. They don't want anybody to say that he's fighting for freedom because of they are corrupt. But this one now, they have put themselves in shame. Finland have known that Nigeria is a terrorist country. They are evil. Finland have known. Chijoke, I greet you. Good afternoon, my brother. I greet you. Finland have known now that Simon is innocent, fighting for his people's right. Finland know that Simon is a good guy. Nigeria is a corrupt country. Finland have confirmed it. So this our brother now. He loves our prime minister so much. He loves our prime minister so much. That's what he's saying. Sorry for interrupting you, my brother. Continue.
For the Biafra, but all I have to say to you is to never give up. You have to resist every external force, any force that will come to stop it. Because this arrest, I can assure to you, there are some hands of some of our top elites. I can assure you, corrupt people, they are in all over the world.
All over the world.
All over the world. They can use some corrupt people in the Finland to see that they arrest Samuel Ekpa because our people, they are good.
unu ihe ahụ o kwuru ntị dị na datin o kwuru ihe ahụ o kwuru ntị dị ya every no country that don't have corrupt person ihe ahụ o kwuru ntị dị ya unu gaa ọfụma so the zoo corrupt country can look for another corrupt somebody which is a white person and use and but it's impossible. Our prime minister, I still say it 100%, is fine and good. Na-aṅụ ezigbo mmanya original drink ọhịa ọṅụṅa. Our prime minister aṅụ ezigbo drink ezigbo mmanya nọ na na-eno nọ na sistem ya na-ene ihe mege na obodo zoo na media. Queen, I greet you. You are watching from Turkey. Wow. So our prime minister is fine and good. Enwe onye eji ya eji. Just that the Finland gwara ya sị ya onye godu na ohere na social media for the meantime. Achọrọ m ka unu gechaa ihe a ama m this guy wụ onye Hausa but the love o nwere n'ebe ihe gbasara our freedom nọ ahụbeghị m onye ka before so ya ka m wetara unu geenụ ntị again.
Good in giving huge amount of money just to see that they have tarnished someone's image. They are very good in doing that. They cannot give us a better life, but they can give millions of dollars for somebody in Finland just to arrest Samuel Ekpa. That's what they can do. So Finland must get to understanding. By the time they support evil, then Finland is going to be destroyed. They not let.
Unu anụna ihe nwatakịrị nwoke a kwuru ezigbo nwa onye ugwu onye awa onye ugwu but the love o nwere n'ebe Biafra nọ dị too much because ọ ma na Biafra dị mma taa ọ dịkwara ya na ọ ga-achọ ụzọ bata na Biafra land bịa bie ezigbo ndụ so ya mere o ji na-agwa ndị Finland si ha biko dododo unu na-eme ihe unu na-eme biko unu asịkwana ka unu megide our prime minister iji gwa gị dị love ndị mmadụ nwere n'ebe our prime minister nọ dị too much. Ahụrụ m na Sahara Reporter posturu eleghị meweta mee junior Biafran government. I greet you, Uganda TV. Are you serious? So how is Uganda? I greet you. ECW Queen N. You are in Istanbul. I'm in Asian Youth. Sahara Reporter. Unu ewe n'iwe biko nụ ana m abịa. Sahara Reporter. Bandit occupy Nasarawa Zamfara community. We are going home. We are going home. Biafrans, we are going home. We are going home. We are going home. Biafrans, we are going home. Nothing will stop us. Nothing will stop us. I don't know why these people keep calling Biafran Liberation Army government. I don't know when these people will change from this art. The thing in a pain them. It dey pain me. Ya ma ọ na-ewu na iwe ọ na-ewe m iwe. I don't know when they will stop this kind of nonsense. I don't know when they will stop it. I don't know when they will stop it. Sahara Reporter, you guys should stop all these things that you people are doing. Biafran Liberation Army, you are calling them gunmen. It's not wise now. Hmm? It's not wise. You guys should wake up with this your fake news. This your fake news cannot bring us down. Hmm? I don't know why you guys are like this. I don't just understand. Ele ihe megere na Anambra ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma enyizi m update otu ihe si na-aga n'obodo Biafra. Achọrọ m ịma ihe na-eme Ụzọamaka. Ew. Ụzọamaka. Ezigbo afa. Ezigbo afa. Nwa ada. Kee ka ị mere? Ị mere nke ole? Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Ụzọamaka. Ụzọma mma gaa ya nga abụọ. Ezigbo afa. Ezigbo afa. Nene, don't put that thing in your mouth again. Pick them. Pick them. Pick it. Nicholas. Nicholas, ọsọ na-emu gị kọrọ. Because ama m na Ụzọamaka wụ nwaanyị. M ga-apịa gị ihe na n'ofu ebe you are distracting me. Obodo Biafra ama mma ọ mara mụ na gị. Onye ọbụla tinye aka ka anyị dozie obodo anyị o. 5 days remaining. Even ọgwụ na-agwa otem sef every them go 4 days remaining. Every them go 4 days. Every them go 4 days. Every them go 4 days. Where have been listening to these people?
Other senior government officials, last but not the least, our women and our youths that are here, good afternoon and welcome to Kaduna, the political capital of northern Nigeria. I want to begin by appreciating our elders that are here and the organizations representing various opinions in northern Nigeria that put this engagement together. It is quite commendable. And I would like to suggest.
Wait, before you suggest. Here wo 805. Unu ma o tele this nwatakịrị nwoke a nọ mute since the man ya na ya kwuru mee ka ihe disappointed ya. You keep o mute. Ọ ma ihe okwu keep o mute, but ọ just nọ pụta na be na-ekwu okwu. Achọrọ m ka unu gee ihe ọ nọ na-ekwu. Ama m na ọ gbasaghị m o. Ama m na ihe okwu agbasaghị m. But ọkwa ka unu wee hụ na Biafra anyị na-eme na o nweghị isi enwe a na-adịra gị with anybody.
To our elders that henceforth this should not just be a private initiative, but should get the full support, endorsement, and financial contribution of the Northern State Governors Forum. Because this is not partisan. This is multi-partisan. This is trying to present the case of Northern Nigeria across party lines. So I think it's beyond a private initiative that these organizations have to struggle going around for funding and so on. I'm quite sure that the next set of governors will be quite happy to support this kind of initiative 4 years from now by the grace of God. I want to thank Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for resisting all entreaties that he should not honor this invitation. He was told that this whole arrangement is meant to endorse a particular candidate. But he insisted that even if the arrangement was to endorse a particular candidate, I will come and I will change their mind.
We thank you for your courage.
Biko unu ihe agbasaghị m, amaghị m ji bịa na-eplay yourself. I'm still waiting for the update too. Afụrụ m na ọ kpọtụrụ akpọtụ na Anambra. Unu ma ama na because of otu ihe si wee dịrị epostu gahazi things na-azi. Ọ ya mere unu ji afụga ha ihe mega na ọ bụrụ ihe mere na Anambra today. All those terrorists ndị ebubo agụ akpọrọ AVJ ka VJA or gịnị, some of them today ha ji ala wee zere mmiri. Epostu ya because of otu ihe si wee dịrị unu ma ama. Ọ ya mere unu ga-eju na-aga afọ online. But ọ bụrụ na Anambra today, Anambra ihe mere na Anambra, ihe ala ihe mere, so the other places ka m na-amaghị. All other places ka m na-amaghị. Then onye kwere update. Ejike, good afternoon. How are you doing today? How are you doing on your location? Chatanụ na 5 days remaining. 5 days. 5 days to go. Enwe onye ga-stop anyị ya. Enwe onye ga-stop anyị ya. Let me arise news. That is supervise. TV interview debating interview. Debate. About Simon. Oh, here you will not news. Simon Ekpa. Fair country. All the things they talk. Simon Ekpa. Bangam. Ụmụ Biafra soro unu m.
New political events opening and closing in the last 7 days. Let's look back at the week that was here in Nigeria. And we begin with the arrest in Finland of the controversial secessionist leader Simon Ekpa, who allegedly used social media to incite violence in the southeast. The region has seen deadly attacks on both civilians and security agents, which the Nigerian authorities blame him for, but which he has denied, saying they were carried out by the Nigerian government. And with me to examine this issue and all the other topics that we have on the program today are Mahmoud Jega, who is an Arise News analyst and former chairman of the editorial board.
Made them waiting. Ụmụchukwu okike abịa ama. Enwere ihe m wetara unu ka unu gee. Ime enwere atụrụ so na ọ na-anyụrụ onye nwe ụdọ pụ nyụrụ ọdụ ya. Nigeria wa atụrụ. Nigerian government ha wa atụrụ, ha fere ha na-anyụrụ onye nwe ụdọ nyụrụ ọdụ ha. Geenụ ntị na here ndị a interview ndị a bịara here na-eme issue because of the invitation of our prime minister. Ha were ọgọzi ihe ha ji na-agada. Geenụ ntị n'olu ndị a.
Board of Daily Trust newspaper,
Chima Christian, who is a public policy analyst and executive director of Africa's Morning Center for Public Policy and Good Governance. And both Mahmood and Chima are in the studio here with me. And in Lagos, we are joined by Kenny Okolubo from Arise Studios there. Kenny is a current affairs analyst, a political and communications consultant, and a former commissioner in Delta State. Right. Thank you very much indeed. And I've just been told that I would need to start with the guest in Lagos. I'm not entirely sure why, but let me come to you first. Kenny Okolubo, thank you very much for joining us. I'm used to you sort of sitting here with me in the studio, so it's a bit of a throwaway having you miles away. I mean, you know, sort of in Lagos, but that's okay. The power of technology unites all of us. Let me ask you this about Simon Ekpa, because he had the threat of violence hanging over the southeast, with people there bracing themselves whenever he spoke. So beyond the Nigerian government, one expects that a lot of people in the southeast are breathing a sigh of relief following his arrest.
Oh yes, Simon Ekpa was more of a megalomaniac, if you ask me, my own opinion. The fact about Simon Ekpa was he was a creation also of the Nigerian government, if you ask me, in my own personal opinion. Because after Nnamdi Kanu was brought back from Kenya and he was incarcerated, that gave rise to Simon Ekpa. And Simon Ekpa would never have a reason if Nnamdi Kanu had not been kept for this long. He doesn't cut across to us or me particularly as one who thinks about self-determination. He's more of a man that believes in violence, took advantage of the situation he found himself because Nnamdi Kanu had been incarcerated, and for some reason he was able to sit at home on Mondays just because people were calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And that's why for some of us, we thought releasing Nnamdi Kanu would have cut the powers of the likes of Simon Ekpa, who will sit in Finland, very far away from home, giving instructions. Those instructions are being adhered to. People were actually being killed on his instructions. And you know, the funny thing about it was that conventions were actually also held in Finland. He has his followership, no doubt, because he's been able to build a cult around himself. If you notice on social media, there's this lady called Ngozi who styles herself as his chief of staff, who has called on them to continue with the agitation for the independence of Biafra on the 2nd of December, and gives this false impression that even with the arrest of Simon Ekpa, they can go on in declaring a Biafran republic on the 2nd of December. I think intelligence, that is the NIA, has not done well in this sense, because though we don't have an ambassador in Finland, there should have been an interface, sort of, before now. And even now that he's been arrested, I heard the chief of defense staff saying that he will be extradited to Nigeria. There's no extradition treaty between Nigeria and Finland. So what I expect Nigeria to do at this point is to make sure they shouldn't be monitoring his trial. They should have representation from the office of the Attorney General, actually go to Finland and make representation in not monitoring the trial, but being in the actual process of trial.
Well, let me come to you, Mahmood Jega, because I'm told that our comms are well established now, and it's good to see you again. I mean, Simon Ekpa's growing influence was such that he had started imposing a sit-at-home order from Finland on the southeast, and threatening to use violence and intimidation to prevent the 2023 presidential election from taking place in the southeast. And this forced the Nigerian security agencies to massively deploy in force in the southeast. And that's how they managed to defuse that situation. But with his arrest, we're not really sure how his foot soldiers will react, are we? Can the Southeast throw off the shackles that he and his supporters tried to force on the people, or is it likely to continue in your assessment?
Okulda öğrendiklerinizi öğrenen 10 milyonlar var. Okulda yaptıklarınızın aynısını yapan 10 milyon.
Mahmoud Jega.
Oh, I see. Well, certainly it is a very interesting development because Nigeria as a whole, and particularly the southeast region, has suffered for many years through the inciting activities of people allegedly campaigning for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, as they call it. And this man, Simon Ekpa, is so far away in Finland, and he capitalized on the detention and trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader, and has been saying all kinds of things grounding this sit-at-home order. It's a very terrible thing that happens to a region like the Southeast, where commerce is the main activity of life. So whether he gets extradited or not, he had tested to the limit the liberal atmosphere in the Scandinavian countries, because I mean he chose his residents very carefully. The Scandinavians are extremely liberal, but even them will not be happy to see violence being encouraged in any part of the world, because if for anything, if 220 million of us in Nigeria scatter, at least half will go to Europe and some will be in Finland. So they should not be very happy about that. And if the Nigerian authorities really rise up and make an appearance in the Finnish judicial system with all the evidence to show the havoc that his posts on social media have been creating in Nigeria, then they could very well get him convicted and incarcerated and at best silenced. Now, what you cannot prevent is another person trying to step into the void and do the same thing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well, that's actually a very good point, because I think Kenny also raised this issue, and that is that you could argue that Nnamdi Kanu's continued detention.
Jafra, these people, you see these people, they are not even talking about the issue that causing all these things. What they are saying that another person will raise, then when they cause the breach, that they will know what they will do about it. You see the camp people, they will not even say, okay, let's look into this thing. Let's look into this thing, into this problem, that why these people agitating. No one even talking about it. None of them talking about it. None of them. For you to see the kind of people, Zoo people is, they are not what they are saying now. That is, they are talking about our mommy, Dr. Ngozi Aradubeze, that he's the one now in charge now. Then they think that maybe since they have taken our prime minister out from the scene, that not everything about the agitation will go. These people don't know that the Biafra is a spirit. They don't know that. Let's finish listening to them. Men gather, they cannot even, the solution of this problem, solution of this agitation, none of them is saying it. What they care, just to anybody that come out, they arrest. But they think that maybe the arrest can stop it. No, they have to give us our freedom. It's what we are asking for.
Has meant that IPOB no longer operates as a coherent force with a clear command structure and a clear political program. And that is what has helped to throw up more extreme factions led by the likes of Simon Ekpa. I wonder what your thoughts are, Chima Christian.
Well, this conversation precedes Simon and Nnamdi Kanu. You will recall that there was an operator called the man from Umahia of Masop,
Ralph as a movement for the actualization of Biafra.
Yes, so this conversation started pre-1957, all right, and then moved into the war, and then shortly after the war, and then it has continued to happen. So what we're seeing is the metamorphosis of that same grievance, of that same pain. Although you would say that the manner in which the I call him a charlatan, has continued to pursue this issue. It is not that which is in support of what he said his stated objective is. So I suspect that in the absence of, in the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, and then with what has happened to Simon Ekpa, that new operators are already on the scene. It's just that some of them are only known to a handful of their supporters. But then with the absence of this duo now, you begin to see new voices. And what I've seen now is that if you take out one, you create two in the process. And then what has happened over the years is that...
Well, that's the point Mahmoud Jega was making.
Yeah, exactly, because there are more in the making. So although you will say that their approach is noisome, but there is utility in the Nigerian government sitting back to understand the grievances of the region and finding an intelligent way to solve it, despite the fact that the way these do have gone about it may not be in the best of ways. But despite those, you can still find some utility in addressing those bottom line factors.
They don't want to solve the situation. They don't want to stop it. What they care to pump money. They have spent money, kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now they are spending billions of euros. This one is euro. Their money they are paying now, they are paying it in euro. Check how much is euro today in naira. Check how much in naira to show you how much these people are spending. These people are spending a lot of money. Stop. These people are spending a lot of money. Imagine, check how much euro today. Check how much euro. They are paying in euro. This one, because this thing is happening in Europe. The money they are paying is they are not paying in dollar. They are paying in euro. So just check out how much these people are spending because of our prime minister. Check how much they have spent before because of our able leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And they are still spending. But the issue, they don't want to look into it. What they know that since they have money as a corrupt country, they can buy the government anywhere the agitator is to arrest the person, which is very bad. No one want to talk about. You see, this guy now, one of them, now trying to say something reasonable.
That's a good point. So let me come to you, Kenny Okulubo in Lagos. Do you think that with or without Mr. Ekpa in the picture, the wounds that he talked about will continue to fester in the southeast?
Yes. Even if our prime minister is not there, the foundation have already there. It's a building. Biafra is a building. We have already the movement have already been built. Even if our prime minister face is not showing, many people are there to find out the ship. Today, everybody is sitting at home. To start with, they are mad. These people are getting mad. they don't want to solve this. Oh God, which kind of people is this one? Hey, let's listen in.
It's a shame people aren't using this to lower sugar levels and drop pounds naturally. Share this new approach with folks.
Oh yes, it's first of all, it will definitely be affected because he has been the head of the sit-at-home mantra, and all because Nnamdi Kanu had been incarcerated. But why I did call out the Nigerian intelligence agencies that they've not been able to infiltrate the so-called movement that Simon Ekpa has been able to build. If you had watched what happened in Finland a couple of months ago, you will see that people came in from Japan, people came in from America, people came in from the UK, and they were all gathered in Finland and declared him their prime minister. And these people are those who are funding the likes of...
Our prime minister did not make himself a prime minister. We here Biafra, they choose him, vote for him as a prime minister. This man now, he said it with his mouth. But all the DOS, because of enviness and jealousy, they said that my prime minister made himself a prime minister. Why the people come from all the countries for the Biafra convention and made him a prime minister? You hear what he said now. Let's continue.
Of the crises that are going on in the southeast, the terrorist strikes that are going on in the southeast, all in the name of self-determination. So you must be able to engage these people, because it goes beyond. They are very well educated people who believe in the cause of Simon Ekpa. Sorry to say, if you go on social media, if you go on Twitter, you see a lot of them there, and they are very unhappy that he's been incarcerated, because over a period of time they have not been able to be engaged. So they must do a lot to engage these people, because these are Nigerians who are maybe tired of one or two things that have happened in this country, and have said that, look, it's better we be in Biafra. It is not enough to just hold on to the fact that you want to incarcerate Simon Ekpa or extradite Simon Ekpa to Nigeria. Now, Nnamdi Kanu was held for such a long time and has been held for such a long time. Has it stopped the crisis in the Southeast? It has not stopped the crisis. He said, if you release me, I will stop the crisis. What does that mean? That means that, look, he has to be released to engage with his people. They must think of engagement at this material point in time. It cannot be by force, because a lot of people still do believe in Simon Ekpa. As much as people like us sit down.
I believe in my prime minister 100%, and nothing will stop me not to believe in him. You hear what he said? A lot of people believe in him. Martins, I greet you. Nwachineke, I greet you. Good afternoon. Martins, I greet you. I'm here again. Please, where are you watching from? Are you watching from the Biafran? And please, I want to know the situation report. Ozuga na Anambra State today. Ozuga. That all those terrorists, JV or VGA or what they are connecting. They are connecting it to today. We move.
Here and condemn him. There are those who are very angry that he has been held back in Finland and want to continue, just like the guests in the studio have also said that you might hold him and 5, 10 or 15 Simon Ekpas may rise.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for that. And we will obviously watch to see what is likely to happen next. But I think, as you pointed out, Kenny, and also Mahmoud Jega, we'll just have to see whether or not extradition happens. The Nigerian defense spokesman has talked about wanting.
Nothing like extradition. Nothing like extradition. Nigeria don't have the capacity to extradite my prime minister, because my prime minister is fighting for his rights. They cannot extradite him. Have that in your mind. Let me stop playing these people here, because you people think that Biafra agitation is a childish something. We are matured enough. We are crying for something. Hmm? Imagine one that sold for 5.5 million. Only na one Buddha, but people are buying it for 1.5 million. Easy to show how great my prime minister is. GOS, they are calling him one Buddha. Why the people are buying the name with 5.5 million? Can anybody do that? Nobody. It's only us that understand. Biafra is a spirit. Nothing will stop it. Nothing. Nothing will stop it. 5 days remaining, oh. 5 days remaining, oh. Don't forget, oh. 5 days remaining. 5 days to go. 4 o'clock here. very soon now, remaining 4 days. Unu afụ our prime minister n'ọnụ ya. Our prime minister dey kamkpe. Our prime minister dey kamkpe. Okay. But why are those people still talking about extradition? My brother, I don't know. These people, their mind, any corrupt people, that is how they reason. Any corrupt country, that is how they reason. It's not their fault. Their mind is corrupt. Ngozi Ohabeze praise killing in the Southeast call for the nation of the extraditing Monday sit at home. Get that. They don't know the rule of law. They don't know anything law. Countries that don't have human rights, how do they think that maybe they think that everybody is like them? Chinga position. They think that everybody is like them. Countries that don't have rule of law, when they are telling them, try to be fine, try to be good to people, Nigeria think that is a joke. They think that is a joke, that everything is killing. If anybody do, then kill the person, then jail the person. They don't know. Try to be good to your people. They said no. Try to be good to these people. They say no. It's only they think that maybe since they are corrupt, everybody corrupt. They think that it's like that. Try to be good. Try to be good. Now they have go international, European Union to disgrace themselves. Imagine a whole country. When we are telling them, let us go, they say no. They said no. But now see the outcome. You see all this IPOB one Nigeria now. They are not even. They you see they stop. They're not talking about the arresting of our leader again, our prime minister. For you to see that this DOS them, they know that our prime minister will use their brain. They are not talking about the arresting again because they know that nobody arrests my prime minister. I'm herdsmen key 13 in Benue. Hey! Chai! Ah, wow. These people, the Musa leave all these people looking for Simon. Looking for Simon. I don't know what Simon did to them. I don't know what Simon did to them. I don't know what Simon did to them. They are looking for Simon. Chai! Now, wow. My people, unu full accident mere today. Na my two ka container dagidere n'elu moto. Container dagidere n'elu moto. Container dagidere n'elu moto. Container abu ibu. Unu fu ihe ka anya mmiri ga-agba unu n'anya. Container dagidere. Ai! This country m nọ na container ị ga-afụ container ịgba n'ehihie, ịgba n'ụtụtụ. So n'abalị ka ha ji agba. Fọwagonu container ịda. Geenụ this okwu a this guy ijiri bịa ezigbo okwu.
I want to give you the 4 terrible mistakes Nigeria government has ever made. 4 terrible mistakes Nigeria government has ever made. Number 1, not negotiating with Biafrans. Number one, not negotiating with Biafrans. When you have 5 children and one is crying out for one particular thing and saying that he's marginalized on that thing, a good father will pay attention rather than flogging the child. That's a big mistake Nigeria government has ever made, not to negotiate with Biafrans. Number 2, arresting Nnamdi Kanu. Arresting Nnamdi Kanu is the second most biggest mistake Nigeria government has ever made. You know, number 3, Muslim tickets. Muslim tickets. It ought not to be. If Christians are shouting all over the world that they are being killed in Nigeria, and what the best thing Muslims could do is to bring 2 Muslims to become president and vice president, it's an evidence that what the masses are crying for is truth. Number 4, trying to arrest Ekpa. Trying to arrest Ekpa is a very big mistake Nigeria government is making. Hear me, Ekpa can never be arrested.
Never.
Ekpa was only invited. And then
My prime minister can never be arrested. Akulu Nania. My prime minister can never be arrested. Nobody can arrest him. IPOB One Nigeria have found out that nobody arrests my prime minister. Then stop talking. They are mute now. Go and check. It's only Emeka Gift, the useless idiot, the useless guy that is still writing. The local boy in Africa, I don't know the country where he is, Emeka Gift. He's the only one still writing jargon. All the IPOB One Nigerian list, they are mute. They are surprised. They know that my prime minister have used their brain. Nobody can arrest my prime minister. Never, never. He's not arrested. For what? This thing.
Ekpa is not in the prison. He is not in the detention. He is doing you boju, which means Nigeria government are being deceived. Finland is only trying to prove a point. They can never release Ekpa. Biafra must come. Take it from me. Biafra must come, and it's not going to be far from now. Thank you, and God bless you.
Our prime minister Jibrain, Nkashia Nigeria, Nkashia DOS. O Jibrain. I hope I'm only one brain like that guy. Now DOS they have find out. Unugafu on 29 I gave you for our prime minister. Yabia. Oh we gym. Oh we gym power switch ahụ ya. Our prime minister we gym power switch ahụ ya. On 29 I gave you for ya. You be use suit here. Hi. Akonduche. Hi. Amamihe. Maybe our prime minister she wanted the brain ko nwere. Brain onye a nwere dị too much. Ọ ga-aga na-apaga gym na-apa build himself build chest ya ma ihe niile 29 na-aga ihu ya ọtụọ. Hi. Onye ka enweka brain. Onye ka enweka brain. I never see somebody that have brain like our prime minister Simon Ekpa. I never see. He's building his body, building himself for the Biafra convention. No DNA. DOS amato that no na gym 24 hours. Na gym ga. They see themselves as a full group. IPOB One Nigeria. They are in shame now. They regret because of we are keeping record. We are keeping record. Simon, ahụ m onye nwere brain ka Simon. Amamihe, ide amamihe Simon nwere, ọ bụ ide amamihe onye ọbụla nọ n'ụwa kwesịrị ị na-arịọ Chukwu okike abịa ama nye m amamihe ahụ nyere eze Simon. Ịdị amamihe o nwere ifu otu o si wepụgodu n'onwe ya n'ihu akwụkwọ. Ai, ha sị na ọ wa arrest ama na o yizuru brain. Ọ ga-aga ewere jim na-apa ya pụta na dị iwe ọ ga-eji azaju o were jim kpọwasịcha ahụ ya because of this thing and ndị mmadụ amaghị. Enwe onye ga-emenwu ya arrest. Oh, ya mere Nigerian news ejighị evidence. Nigeria can never learn from where they always make mistake. Rather, they will continue to make mistake until the Biafra come. The case in Nigerian Biafra, like his case of Israel and Egypt. My brother, God bless you. I'm really happy with you. They can never learn. These people can never learn. I don't know why. They can never learn. Simon Ekpa arụkachichala ha. Arụkachicha ma DOS. Simon ga-aga na-apa jim ya. Gị hụ nga ọ hazi na obi ya ha. O bujuchala the chest. And I'm doing something now. Mmege him no. Biko chere mmecha m no. Mmecha. O were n'ihe. Ọ pọwasịchala obi ya. Ai, akọnuche. Ọ ma ihe ga-emenụ. Onye ama ihe ga-emenụ. Ọ ya ma o ji betige. But ọ maghị the formal na the thing na o nwere ndị o nyere nsogbu n'obi. But some people now adịwogo mma. Some people now are fine now. But ha kọtara that nobody arrest my prime minister. Ọ bata obi. Nobody arrest him. Enwe onye mere arrest. Nobody arrest him.
Following recent developments in Finland. On Thursday, 21st, 2024, Finnish authorities detained Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in Lahti on allegations of public incitement to commit a crime with purported terrorist intent. However, according to a detailed report from MTV Uutiset, Crime Commissioner Otto Hiltunen, who is leading the investigation, clarified that the ongoing inquiry has revealed no reason to suspect any connections to terrorist organizations. This statement directly refutes attempts by the Nigerian government to label the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and the Biafra Republic government in exile as terrorist entities. It is essential to highlight that neither the European Union nor Finland has classified IPOB or the government in exile as terrorist organizations. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, a respected political leader and advocate for the self-determination of Biafrans, continues to lead the government in exile with a commitment to peaceful and legal efforts aimed at achieving independence for the Biafran people. Despite efforts to undermine his leadership, he remains a symbol of resilience and determination for millions of Biafrans around the world. The Nigerian government has historically accused IPOB of violence, but these claims remain unverified, particularly concerning the Prime Minister's role. Instead, the Biafra Republic government in exile has consistently emphasized its dedication to democratic principles, rule of law, and non-violent advocacy for freedom. This recent development highlights the challenges faced by self-determination movements and leaders advocating for justice and equality. The arrest of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has drawn...
Oh God, internet. All system mark Oshio. I don't know why. Sorry for the interruption. I don't know why. We will listen to it. Akunu na anu ya. What is the problem?
International attention, with supporters worldwide condemning the suppression of the Biafran cause and calling for transparency and justice. We encourage our viewers to verify this report through MTV Uutiset.
I hope you are hearing it. I hope you guys are hearing it. Hey, Obatobie, 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 Toto Gaga, Toto Gaga, Toto Gaga. Ukwendu wana. Toto Gaga, Obatobie. Oh, Chineke. Imere ndị iro shege. Our Prime Minister made the enemy of Biafra shege. O mere ndị iro shege. O mere ndị iro shege, 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 shege. Anything update. Where is my Biafran people homeland? Biafra homeland, where are you people? Akpabio. Akpabio is not Simon. Now you are the now you are the governor of Southeast. I'm thinking your own. Finish it. Now our prime minister now you are the governor of Southeast, which is true. Mm, mm. Which is true. All those my brothers that is in the Southeast that are giving me update. I wish that you guys shall come again. I need more updates. More updates. I need more updates about what is happening in our land, Biafran land, under lock and key. Onye pụta enweghị ọhụrụ ya owere. Onye pụta enweghị ọhụrụ ya owere. This one no be cho. Biafra movement have entered Seki 1. Biafra movement have changed. It's not business as usual. It's not business as usual. Biafra movement is now a kind of Ugo Michael, good day. I greet you. Respect. Where are you streaming from? I need update. Anything update. Anum na Anambra State. Only there. It was raging. Only all these people. All these people are not about security in this Nuda. All this security, all these terrorists, and Anum ezigara some to judgment today. Anum ezigara some so to judgment. Na Anambra State. Recently some to judgment. Today. Ishina na anu ihe ọ na-eso ụzọ ana n'ili na Biafra obodo tiri eti, evil country. Tinubu Buhari part of Nigerian incident leadership crisis. Bishop Coker.